Watch out for enemy soldiers. Rebels are securing the area around that escape pod. We need to stop.
What is up there everyone, it's the guy with the Gamer Tech here, and today I'm going to be having a look at Star Wars Battlefront. And this has been a game which has been eagerly anticipated by loads of people, but because they can finally live all of their Star Wars fantasies out in a video game. And I need you guys to all be honest here, because don't lie to me, I will spot it if you are lying to me. Who has not wanted their whole life to teabag a stormtrooper? I have lived that dream. I can die a happy man now that I've finally done that. But I will also just quickly point out I'm not particularly knowledgeable in the Star Wars universe. I've never been a huge fan of Star Wars. I don't know my ATSTs from my STIs, so I'm not going to be able to comment on like the very fine details of the game, but I can comment on what I think of it as a game and a first-person shooter. Now, I was pleasantly surprised by the multiplayer. I haven't actually tried any co-op, I just went in the multiplayer, spending most of my time in Drop Zone just to get used to the game. And I was quite surprised just because it was a really solid beta and I was very happy playing it. It was quite a lot of fun. It's not like Battlefield. That's one of the main things people are bringing up or concerned about, that it's going to be Battlefield with a Battlefront skin on it and just be Star Wars Battlefield, but it really isn't. You notice immediately the movement is a lot slower when you're on the ground. It's a little bit more of a slower feeling game and it's a lot more tactical than Battlefield, putting a much more bigger emphasis on your positioning as a player. But it's also so much more casual. I just found myself having an absolute blast, and I will also warn you, your first couple of games are going to be brutal. I got absolutely destroyed for my first couple of games because I didn't understand the movement, I didn't understand the map, I had no ability. When you start out, you have one gun and you're up against people with like perks, sniper rifles, grenades. It's like, I can't do anything, I'm just sitting here like a little noob and I'm going like 3 and 25, and I was getting a bit frustrated. I was like, damn, this is so annoying, I can do nothing about this. But then when I hit level 3, I could start buying new guns and new like cards, which are kind of like perks. You can get like sniper rifles, grenades with them and little abilities. And once I did that, the game just got so much easier in a way. It was just a lot easier to do better, and it was so much more fun after that. One of my main problems with the game was that the spawns were really dodgy. I had quite a few times when I would go to my base spawn, because you have a base spawn and like a buddy spawn, I can't remember exactly what they're called, but on the base spawns I'd spawn in, I'd start running and someone else on the enemy team would be behind me. It's like, what are they doing there? I'm supposed to be in a base which is safe and I'm getting shot in the butt already. And I just didn't quite get what was going on there. It was really annoying and it did get on my nerves quite a lot. But generally, I did find the game to be really fun. It does have a little bit of skill gap. Some people say the controls are very easy. Now, I think that's mainly because the movement is a lot slower. In Battlefield, the movement is a lot faster, and there's also a few little bugs with the soldier animations, which makes it kind of glitchy. But because of the slower movement, it makes it a lot easier to actually hit targets, and generally if you shoot first, you will get the kill. But I do generally, because headshots do play a massive part in this game. If you land headshots, you are going to drop people so quickly. And also the game puts a high emphasis on your positioning. If you get a good position, or if you get shot, you run behind cover and then you peek around at the perfect time, you can absolutely nail someone despite them getting the first shot off on you. Now, another really cool aspect of this game is the change between first and third person. I only realised quite late on that you can actually hold down on the PS4, the down on the D-pad, and you can swap between the two different modes. I personally didn't find that too useful because I'm kind of set in how I play. I'm either going to play first person or I'm going to play third person. And I didn't find either of them to be better than the other, but they did do different things in different situations. If you're playing in first person, it's more comfortable if you're a first person shooter player, and it's sort of good for getting used to the game and the gunplay, and it's much better suited to long range. When you go into third person, it's a lot better for close range because you actually get different angles, which means you can actually see round corners and see where enemies are, even though they may not be able to see you if they're in first person, because they have a different field of view and a different angle of their camera. So it can be really good for close quarters. Now, this isn't overpowered at all in my opinion, simply because if you then go into a long range map like on Hearth, it doesn't give you an advantage because you can see everything anyway, even when you're in first person. I think it'll be very beneficial to have third person in close quarters because you can see around corners. It also made it a lot easier to run while shooting because we can't actually sprint, but when you're just sort of moving and strafing, when you're in third person, that becomes so much easier. And I did also find though, when you're in first person, it made headshots a lot easier to go for, so there's a big trade-off. You either go for your movement and your ability to peek around corners in close quarters, or you go for general accuracy and long range ability with first person. But at the same time you can freely swap between them both, so there's no real overpowered aspect to either point of view. It's just a nice little feature which works really well in my opinion. Now overall, I didn't really have many hopes for this game because I'm just not a particular fan of Star Wars. I've watched the films and I do remember them, but I just never connected with the Star Wars universe, so I was never particularly looking into it. I decided I was going to give the beta a go, and I did have a lot of fun. It's public at the moment, so any of you can just go on and download it from your in-game store or from Origin if you're on PC, and I can honestly say I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's really worth a try. It's free, so you might as well give it a go. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's very casual, and that is a nice change of pace. It is quite fun to finally play a game that is really casual and no one really takes it seriously. It's just a load of fun, and I did really enjoy it. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed, and a quick mention for a friend of mine, Boston Chaos. He, like many people, has unfortunately had his channel hacked or taken away by YouTube, and it really sucks for him. He had like 700 subscribers. He's been an amazing support for me. He's given me loads of advice. I really wish, if you were a subscriber of his, or if you haven't and you just want to see someone else who has some really cool content, because he is a really good content creator in my opinion. He has really interesting stories to tell. He also does a lot of collaborations with a friend of his, Haunted Gaming, who's another good content creator. And I really think you would enjoy his content, so please go over and check his channel. If you were a subscriber and you didn't know, he has made a new channel. It will be linked in the description, so please go and help him out. He's been a great help and a great friend to me. But anyway, this has been the guy with no gamer tag, and I'll see you on another video.